A couple of videos ago I showed you all the transformation of my living room in the new place being taken from this dark, dungeon-esque space with low ceilings and minimal natural light to this with raised ceilings and 3 new roof windows, which will leave me and my ghostly skin needing to wear SPF 10,000 whenever I'm in this room. In today's video, I'm going to share the continuation of this living room transformation, showing you all the process of it being taken from an uninsulated stone shell of a building into an actual livable room. The guys doing the work in this video are, as always, Sean Paul, who's in the black, his apprentice Kian, and Aidan, who's another fully qualified joiner, but at one point was also Sean Paul's apprentice. Just so you know who's who, Kian is the younger guy with the kind of curly hair, and by process of elimination, Aidan is the one with the beard, and I'm just the cameraman because I don't have any renovation skills. Now, a lot of people have been asking when and if I am moving into this new place, and people have also been asking if my brother will be living here with me, since I've mentioned in the past that we did buy it together. On the if and when I'm moving in here question, I think a lot of people were wondering if we had just bought this place to renovate it and then flip it for profit, but that's not the case. I really want to live here and I'm excited to do so. So once the kitchen and living room in this new place are fully done, I'll be moving in here and putting my tiny house, which I currently live in, on Airbnb, and that should happen pretty soon. The bedrooms in the new place are currently stripped out and have no carpets, so I've not decided if I'll just put up with that and sleep and maybe work out of those fairly depressing rooms, or if I'll sleep in the spare room at my parents' house, which is quite nearby, for a few months and then go round to this new place to work, eat and relax in the finished living room and kitchen during the day. Some of you might be curious as to why I'm in such a rush to move out of my tiny home, which is finished and is livable, and into this new place if it's only going to be half done for quite a while. The reason for that is because I want to put my tiny house on Airbnb. By doing that, I'll be getting additional income from that, which in turn will help me finish this renovation much more quickly. I do need to save up a bit of money to finish the renovation, and I also need to prepare for quite a spooky tax bill that's coming up for me in January. I'm always quite transparent about my finances, and on this channel a few months ago I made a video about how much YouTube paid me last year, and in that video I mentioned that the tax bill I have to pay in January is shaping up to be £45,000. So at the moment I'm just trying not to hyperventilate. I'm trying to save all the money that I can, and once I'm sure it's financially safe to do so, I'll push on with the next phases of this renovation. On the question that people have been asking me about whether or not my brother will be living with me, my brother doesn't actually live in Scotland full time, but whenever he's back here, he'll live in this new place with me. You might be wondering, why did he buy this property with me if he doesn't live here full time? Like, what's in it for him, and why wouldn't he just buy a place where he actually lives? So first of all, the reason he didn't buy a place where he lives is just because it's far too expensive. We both had savings, so when the opportunity came up to buy this place in the village that we grew up in and that I currently live in, I suggested that we buy this place together. I couldn't afford this new place just on my own, and like I said, the place where he does live is far too expensive for him to buy anything, so it was a good way to use our savings for a few different reasons. Personally, after the success of my tiny house renovation and all of the things that came along with that, I wanted to do another renovation because it's something I found that I enjoy. It's something I like using my money for. I don't really spend my money on anything else. I don't have any, what do you call them? Vices? Yeah, I don't have anything like that. I don't really get big on holidays or cars or anything like that. I just quite like renovating houses apparently, so that's what I like use my money for. And additionally, doing these renovations gives me the opportunity to make videos about it all, which I also enjoy, and that in turn makes me more money. So it's kind of become my job or part of it in an odd way. And additionally, buying and moving into this new place would also open up the option to put my tiny house on Airbnb and then split that income with my brother, giving him a passive income source, which is quite cool. It's only fair to split that Airbnb income with him because without him putting in his half for this new place and effectively giving me somewhere to move to, the Airbnb doesn't happen. So for my brother, the positives from all of this are that he'll make back the money he put into the new place with the Airbnb income, whilst also being on the property ladder, owning half of the new house, which might increase in value over time. I mean, historically, prices tend to just go up, don't they? And for me, I get the same perks along with the bonuses that I mentioned before of getting to do another renovation, which is just something I enjoy and can make videos about and therefore make more money from. So that's the whole plan and idea behind this project and our situation. Whilst I do like being honest about all of this stuff, I'm very aware that being open about these things can attract criticism. Hopefully I've explained this in a way which will leave the majority of people just interested and curious about how it all plays out, rather than calling me a piece of capitalist shit. And I think I should say my brother and I both made and saved all of the money being used for this ourselves, but I still appreciate the fact that we're both very fortunate to be able to do this. Now, coming back to the transformation being shown in this video, as I said in the intro, the aim of the work being done today was taking this uninsulated stone shell of a building and turning it into an actual insulated and livable room. I'm conscious of the fact that in the past, when I did my tiny house renovation, a lot of people in the comments were quite upset at the fact that we covered up the original stone walls with plasterboard because they thought it took away from the building's character. I can totally understand that argument or sentiment, but it's just not possible to leave a stone wall like this uninsulated and uncovered in Scotland. Because of how cold it gets here, you really need insulation. Just from a practicality point of view, it would be freezing without that, and you'd end up with a lot of damp problems. So it might be different around the world in warmer climates where you can get away with keeping these old stone structures as they are, but for Scotland you really need the insulation. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't even get planning permission to not insulate it and not cover it up with plasterboard, but I'm sure there'll be other people from Scotland or the wider UK in the comments who can back up what I've said there, but they'll be able to use bigger words and more concise sentences than what I use. So I do understand that concern, but just practically need to cover everything up and insulate it. In terms of the next steps for this renovation and the videos that I'll be posting of it, I'm going to be putting up videos based on the types of work being done rather than just everything that happened in a week bundled into one big video. Kind of like what I did before, I split up the re-roofing video and the roof windows installation video into two different uploads rather than just putting it into one big 20 to 30 minute episode. So the next videos will cover things like the kitchen installation, the painting, and the new hardwood floor being put in. I just quite like doing these little 10-minute-ish update videos on one specific thing because it's more manageable for me to edit. Although saying that, I have been thinking about doing an absolutely massive video at the end of the entire renovation showing the whole process, completely unedited with just some soothing music in the background. It would be something like 10 hours long, which sounds a bit mental, but apparently YouTube have started promoting those types of longer form videos because they're the sort of thing that people just put on their TV and have playing in the background. And for those of you who have been watching me for a while, you already know I just quite like trying different things and experimenting with things like this, so I think it's worth a shot to see what happens. I mean, worst case scenario, I just upload a 10-hour video that gets no views, but best case scenario, it might pay for the renovation, you never know. So that's the plan, that's kind of how things are going. It's nice to see it all coming together. The next couple of videos will be a massive transformation and really take everything to the next level. So I'm very happy with how it's turned out. I hope you all enjoyed seeing this transformation today. The room is looking so bright and airy, and the next couple of videos will make it a lot more cozy. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate you leaving a like and subscribing for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.